machine which are giving you the output. Okay. Now what is a Pure machine? Pure machine is dependent only on current state. That means the output is dependent only on the current state. So this machine is a Pure machine, and in Mealy machine you are having output is dependent on the current state as well as current input symbol. Okay, that's why when we are representing this Mealy machine, their output function, that is machine function, will be different. Okay, so I hope this is clear to you. So Mealy machine, the output is dependent on only current state, and output is dependent on current state as well as input symbol. Now how we represent this Mealy and Mealy machine? Now see here, are you able to see? So Mealy machines and Mealy machines are represented by 6 tuples. So 6 tuples are having same 5 tuples as we had in the finite automata. Apart from this, there are another one more tuple, that is delta. Okay, so this delta is representing the output alphabet. Okay, so Q finite states, input alphabet, this is output alphabet, this is delta, that is which the STF function. There is one more new thing here, that is what? The lambda. So this is a lambda function which is indicating machine function, and Q0. So what is missing? So this is a 6 tuple in which the final state is missing. Okay, so every state is showing you some kind of output. Okay, then this is a delta for STF, this is lambda, and this is the Q0 initial state. So delta is representing output alphabet, and the delta is representing our normal STF function. So here you can see here Q into input alphabet is giving you the Q state, same function as we had in finite automata. Now how lambda function is represented? The lambda function is represented as lambda, that is representing machine function, which is the output is dependent only on the state. Is it? So that is what it is mentioned in this, output is dependent on current state. So this output is dependent on current state only. Okay. As opposed to this, in case of Mealy machine, the output is dependent on, see here, the output is dependent on, this is your output alphabet, is dependent on the current state as well as current input symbol. Okay. So it is just like your STF function. Okay, but there is a difference in Mealy machine. So I hope you have understood. Okay, so Mealy machine is also represented by 6 tuples: Q, input alphabet, output alphabet, delta, lambda, and Q0. So I hope you have noted down all this. Now we will see one example, and then we will start designing Mealy and Mealy machine. So here one example is shown. I hope it is visible. Okay. Okay, so this is a Q0 state, there is a Q1 state, there is a Q2 state. Now here the output, as it is written here, output is dependent on state. So every state is associated with one output. So in this figure, for example, the Q0 state is associated with output, that is 1. Q1 is also associated with 1, and Q2 is associated with 0. Not necessarily there will be a different output for different state. The same output can be associated with number of states. Okay. So here remaining thing is same. This is a initial state, 0 on 0 goes to Q1, Q1 on 0 goes to Q2. And all this thing as it is we had in a finite automata. One thing is missing, if you can observe, there is no double circle in this diagram. Only all are with a single circle. So this indicates that you don't have the final state in the Mealy and Pure machine. I hope this is clear. Now how we represent it with the help of the tables. So I have drawn here table. So if you can see this purple color boundary, this one. Okay. So this is representing your delta function, which is having Q and input alphabet, and Q0 on 0 goes to Q1, Q0 on 1 goes to Q2. I have just reflected all this in this table. So this will be your delta function. Okay. And your lambda function will be having only two columns, as I have shown here in this below diagram to make you understand. It is see here I have drawn a small table downside where you can see Q, and so I have cut down the alphabet and only written two columns Q and delta, and every state is associated with, so Q0 with 1, Q1 is 1 and Q2 is 0. The another way of representation is in this way. You can have, or in paper also you can have single table representation for a Moore machine. They will not give you two different tables for STF and MAF, right? So here in a single table, how it will be represented? So there will be this input alphabet 0, 1, and there will be additional one column which is representing your output. Okay. And here on Q0, it is Q0 on 0 moves to Q1. So this particular table, this purple part is representing your state function, and this Q0 is associated with one output. Q1 is associated with one output. And Q2 is associated with 0 output. So in a single table, they have tried to represent delta as well as lambda. Is it clear? One more way is to represent this machine is sometimes you will find that the state. So for example, here, this is state Q0. Okay. So I have written down the output associated with this state below it. This is one way representation. Another way is they will make a representation like this. That means the state as well as its corresponding output will be represented inside the state. So both is representing, both are equivalent. Okay, representing same thing. So this 1, 1, 1 will 1, 1, 0 will not be there. It will be inside the circle. So I hope the Mealy machine is Moore machine is clear to you. Next, how Mealy machines are represented. So Mealy machines are represented as the output is dependent on, I hope, so this is my Mealy machine. You can see here Q0 on 1 goes to Q1, and what Q0 on 1 produces output 0. So here how output is written on this graph, transition graph TG, Q0 on 1. So upper one is showing the input alphabet and downside is showing the output alphabet. So Q0 on 1 goes to Q1. Q0 on 1 produces output 0. Clear? So everywhere, see here Q1 on 0 produces output 0 and Q1 on 0 moves to Q1. So with this representation, you are indicating what is the next state as well as the what is the output. So output is dependent on the current state and the current input symbol. Clear? Now here how it is represented. So here with two tables I have tried to represent it. So Q0 on 0 goes to, see here, Q0 on 0 goes to Q2. Same way, Q0 on 0 goes to Q2. Similarly, in a below table, you can see Q produces output 1. Q0 on 0 produces output 1. Clear? So likewise, you can have delta and lambda tables for Mealy machine representation. So every transition in Mealy machine is associated with the input symbol as well as the output symbol. Similarly, the Mealy machine is representing the two functions in two different tables, delta and lambda. Okay, that's why the lambda is representing Q into summation produces the output. So I hope this is clear to everyone. Yes, reply me.